Hi everybody, my name is Jaren, and this is just a quick video to show you how to play my card game Arcvale. Arcvale is a game kind of like Magic the Gathering meets Warcraft 3, where you are building a civilization out of various characters, items, locations, and different strategies to sort of build yourself up, build an army, fight the other guy, and try to wipe out their castle. Currently it's a 1 versus 1 game, but I am hoping to eventually expand it to be multiplayer and have solo modes and like story modes that you can work through and stuff like that. But this is where we're starting. We have two different groups that you can choose from currently. We have the Verdanians, which are the forest dwellers. They're a group of like fairies and insects that focus on kind of like trickery and regeneration, stuff like that. But they're a little bit like weak and fragile. And then we have the Prometheans, who are a race of sort of like fire elemental people who have kind of like an ancient Greek, ancient Roman thing going on. They're a little bit more military focused, and they do a lot of stuff with sword tokens by adding them to their units, getting big and strong, and then launching big attacks all at once. So they're a little bit more aggressive. First thing you always do when you start a game, you shuffle your deck, start with 5 cards in your hand, and then we will roll this die to see who is gonna go first. 4 and 5. So that means Promethea is going to go first. The player who doesn't go first is going to get 1 gold from the supply. There are 2 types of resources in the game. There's gold and crystals. Gold is really easy to come by. You get a little bit at the start of every turn. Crystals are harder to come by. You have to generate crystals by using various cards in your deck usually. Your castle can only hold a certain amount of each type of resource. So in this case, the Forge of Promethea can only hold up to 5 gold and up to 3 crystals at a time. For now, the Starleaf tree here is going to start with 1, and Orothea, or the Prometheans, are going to go first. First thing you always do at the start of your turn is you look at all of the cards in your kingdom, which is your play area, and you look for Dawn abilities on any of them. Your castle is always going to have a Dawn ability that's kind of like your main upkeep. So in this case, you gain 3 gold. I'll take those from the supply. Add 1 sword token to this castle with a maximum of 3. Just add that there, and you draw 1 more. So then what you're gonna do is you can take actions and play cards. Actions are located on your various cards and it's marked by a green arrow. You can also play cards from your hand. The cost is located in the top left corner. So to play, for example, this Kindling Recruit unit into the game, I would have to pay 1 gold. Let's go ahead and just do that now, because that's a good way to start. So I take it from my hand, put it on the field, costs 1 gold, get rid of that. And now we have a unit. So units go into our front row here. They're going to be the characters that are fighting each other and doing other things for us. Below their casting or their spawning cost is their stats on the left. You probably noticed that they're very similar to the castle stats. The castle has a health of 12 that's being tracked by this tracker here. You could also use like a 20 or 12-sided die. The castle, when it gets attacked by the enemy units, it's going to lose health, and then when it gets to 0, you lose, right? For units, you don't track individual unit health. It's sort of like Magic, where it goes back up to their like base value at the end of everyone's turn. So this unit would need to take 2 damage in a single turn in order to be destroyed and go to your discard pile. There's also a target value on each of these cards. That is kind of like a priority for the other, the enemy to attack them. So instead of like choosing to block attacks with particular creatures, the attacking player actually gets to choose where their damage goes, but they have to direct it toward the highest priority targets first. And then obviously the sword is how much damage they do when they attack. The cool thing about Kindling Recruit is that when he spawns in, this is his ability, you add a sword token and a target token to this unit. You can take sword token and a target token, add it to him. That means his values are going to go up to 1 attack power and 2 target value. So he is actually defending our castle right now. So that was 1 action that I can do on my turn. Let's also play this Pyromancer unit from our hand. He costs 2. If we give him sword tokens later, we can use them to do direct damage to whatever units or castles we want. So regardless of their target value, the Pyromancer can kind of pick off little stuff. Okay, so that's all my resources. I'm not going to take any more actions, so I can choose to do an attack on my turn. Attacking kind of happens as like a group. So you choose everyone that you want to participate in the attack, and then they contribute their attack value to a total. So I'll go ahead and attack with both of these guys. He's going to contribute his sword token, and he's going to have his 1 from his card. So that means we have a value of 2. That is our pool, our damage pool. At this point, then I would get to look at the enemy kingdom, and if they had units on it that, had a higher target value, I'd have to do damage to those directly. Right now, there's only the castle, so I'm going to go ahead and just do that 2 damage to the castle, bring it down to 6. And then this sword token, whenever a sword token gets used in an attack, it is consumed, so it doesn't stick around. And then at the end of your turn, what you always have to do is look at your cards for dusk abilities. Those happen at the end of your turn, and none of these guys have any, so my turn is over. I'm going to pass it to Verdania. Alright, Verdania, their Dawn ability gets them 3 gold, which brings them to their maximum, but that's okay. Restore 1 heart to this castle, so they go from 6 up to 7, and they draw 1 more card. Alright, now what do they have? Actually, for them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 3 of my gold to do this bottom action ability here, which is leveling up the castle. Let's go ahead and do that. We're going to spend 3 gold, discard 1 card from our hand. That's part of the cost. I'm going to discard the Starleaf Apple. The apple itself has a reaction that says when this card is discarded, if you did not use its instant ability, you may draw 1. So it replaces itself, which is pretty nice. And then we get to level up, which means in the case of this castle, we flip it over and it becomes a level 2 castle that has more maximum storage, higher health in this case for the tree, and it gives us more income and better abilities. So that's going to take up most of our turn, but we still have 1 gold left. I think I'll spend that on spawning this Wasp Rider. He's a pretty basic guy. He's got that 0 target value, so he can't be targeted before the castle. He's kind of evasive. But he can do 1 damage in an attack if I wanted. I would have to target the Kindling Recruit because he has a target value of 2. And I will go ahead and do so. So it's going to do 1 damage to the Recruit. He has 2, so it's not enough to kill him. But what that does do is it gets rid of this target token. In the same way that when sword tokens are used, they get removed. Same thing goes for target tokens. And my turn's over. Pass it back over here. Look at our Dawn abilities. Gain 3 gold. Get the sword. Draw 1. Alright, what do we want to do this time? This Wasp Rider, I'm not going to be able to attack it, like I said, so there is a way for the Pyromancer to do direct damage. And I have this Battle Rations card, so what I'm going to do is play that. It costs 1, but I get to add 2 sword tokens to any unit. Add them there. Draw a card. And then I'm going to use the Pyromancer's action, remove 2 of these to do 1 direct damage to any unit or castle. I'll go ahead and pick off this guy. We will go ahead and put a Urkling Rockbreaker down. He has a Dawn ability that lets me roll a die and get resources based on the result. And then I will attack. So I have only 1 this time, which isn't great, but keeps him down a little bit. And that's the end of my turn. Dryleaf Tree. After upgrading, we now get 4 at the start of our turn. 1 health. And we got a lot of these Picnic Raiders, which are good. They're also evasive little units. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to play all 3 of these. So altogether, they have a total of 3 damage that they can do. Everything over here has a target value of 1, so it's basically my choice what I attack. And I really don't like their Pyromancer because it killed my thing before. I'm going to go ahead and do 2 damage to that. And I have 1 left. I'll do it to the castle. I couldn't kill anything else. And don't have enough to do anything else, so that's the end. Okay, 3 gold. Another sword token. Card. This guy has a Dawn ability, like we said before, so I'm gonna roll this now. Got a 6. Sweet. 6 is get a crystal. And that's, yeah, really good because this resource amount is exactly what we need to summon Commander Midas to the field. Let's do that. 3 gold, 1 crystal, Commander Midas is here. But that's pretty much all I can do. So if I want to attack, it's going to do 2. Can't target these guys, so I'll just go for it. Getting a little bit low on health here. So I'm going to play this Acorn Knight. The Acorn Knight has a target value of 2, which means that he's going to be taking the hits. And let's go ahead and also put this Wasp Rider out. I'm going to need to get some crystals somehow so I can spawn my hero. I don't have anything that can do that yet. So I think what I'll do is I will also use this Starleaf Trees action to draw 1, discard 1. Oh cool, Starleaf Syrup. That's exactly what I was looking for. I can use this on my next turn to gain a crystal. I have to discard something, so and for damage, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything has 1 over here. Commander Midas only has 4 health. I could take him out, which would be a pretty significant blow. Or I could do 4 to the castle. Take out Commander Midas. Okay, that's the end of my turn. Gain 3. Add 1. Oh, a maximum of 3. I already have my max on there. I can't do any more. Ooh, we got a Tempered Veteran this time. So he's a pretty good defender for the Prometheans. These guys have enough damage now that they can take out pretty much anything that I play. So in that case, I have another Battle Rations, which could let me pick off stuff with a Pyromancer, but they have these Picnic Raider units, which whenever any player uses a food item to add tokens, they can steal one of them, and Battle Rations is a food item. So that's not going to be super effective. Oh, I forgot to roll for the breaker. I got another 6. Dang. Let's do the veteran this time. It costs 3, but when I spawn him, I can add a sword, target, or heart token to any other unit in my kingdom. I would like them to have to kill my recruit now that he's doesn't have much he can do. I guess I can attack for 1. It's gonna go to the Acorn Knight, and he has 2 health, so it doesn't do anything. So I guess that's it for that. Game 4. 1. 1. Gonna play the Starleaf Syrup that we drew last turn to get this. Now I can summon my hero, Princess Hyacinth. Go to attacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These each have 2. I will kill off the veteran. 4, and then 1 more. I guess I'll attack the recruit to get rid of that token. That's it. Man, we're gonna need to do some stuff to get through this. Oh, roll for the Rockbreaker. 1. Don't get anything for 1. Yeah, this is a rough situation for these guys. Maybe it would be a good time to upgrade my castle as well. Cost 3, and discard, I guess, the rations, because I don't want them to steal my tokens. And no attacks. Or a Fey Caretaker. I can heal my castle further with that. But I don't think I need to. Princess Hyacinth also has a Dawn ability. If there are 4 or more Fey or insect units in your kingdom, gain 1 crystal. And there definitely are. All of these count as Fey. So I get one of these. I'll go ahead and play this other Acorn Knight, I guess. Hang on to those. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna head for the castle. 2, 3. Might be able to pull out a victory next turn. Alright. Then 4 this time. I can actually do something. 1 to this castle. Now there's a maximum of 4. I can do that. 1. Okay. Pyromancer. Pyromancer for 2. Want to get some sword tokens onto this guy. So I will use this ability. Costs 1 gold to move up to 2 swords from this castle to any combination of units. I'll go ahead and put them on the Pyromancer. I think I'll do it one more time. I'm going to use Battle Cry to double the number of sword tokens on X units. I'm going to pay 1 for that. That means I get to double the amount of sword tokens here. But seeing this other player has this in their hand. They're going to play it as kind of like an interrupt instant ability. Twist of Fate. Redistribute up to 2x sword, target, or heart tokens as desired among all units. They're going to spend this and take 2 of these. Put them on their princess. And then this would resolve, which means that we just double 2 instead of 4 I wanted. But now I can spend these to do 2 direct damage to various things if I wanted. If I wanted to just use them for attacking, I could do 4 or 5 damage. But most of that would go to the knights, Acorn Knights, which I don't care to. So I will spend these to pick off the Picnic Raiders. Let's 2 of those down. Should help us survive a little bit longer. And attack for 1, which hits a Acorn Knight and does nothing. Okay. 4 gold. Store 1. Draw 1. And I still have 4 or more Fey or insect units, so I get these. Still might have enough to just sweep in and kill them. I think I do. I'm also going to use the Starleaf Apple. I can add a sword and a heart to any unit, then draw 1. And continue beefing up this character. I could have used the Picnic Raiders' reaction to move like one of these over to them, because the Starleaf Apple adds both of them to 1 unit. The Picnic Raider can split them if you wanted to. It doesn't really matter in this case. But yeah, I would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total. And that's how much they have left, and everything has a 1 priority. So Verdania wins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It explodes, and Verdania is the winner. Yay! Well, that's how a game of Arcvale would go. I will put a link to the Tabletop Simulator mod on the screen. If you try it, let me know what you think, and I would love to hear your feedback, things that you think are confusing or could be improved, or things that you're looking forward to, ideas for further groups or card abilities or interactions. I am all for hearing about that. Thank you so much for watching and for checking it out, and I will talk to you later.